All right. Hello. We are going to get started. How's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
Thanks for coming out. If we could, just a couple of housekeeping items. If you could please put your phones on silent. That'd be a great place to start. I just checked mine, so. All right. Secondly, if you could please hold any questions or comments till after the meeting is over, out of respect for everyone's time here. We want to get through the presentation as quickly and smoothly as possible. And really excited to introduce to you guys a few people tonight. We have a special guest in the room tonight that I'm real excited about. And but I want to start off with the gentleman on my right, Steve Bash. Steve and I are great friends, go back a couple years now, and he's been very successful in the business world. He is out of the Frisco, Texas area, background in medical device sales. Him and his wife, Rebecca, back here, and their beautiful daughter, Addie, are very special to us and just a great family. But Steve's got incredible business acumen, has done very well, and was looking for either an asset to buy as he was looking at the trajectory where his life was headed and knew he needed to have another stream of income coming in, or an asset that he could build, and that's what he saw in Vasayo. Then I've got the gentleman on my left here, good friend Dr. Matthew Chalmers, and real great guy. He's got a incredible practice, Chalmers Wellness, based out of Lebanon, Frisco, Lebanon, and the Tollway. Another practice in Allen. About to open up a third one in another part of Frisco off Main and Teal, and then a fourth one in Carrollton with Aqib Talib, I believe, who many of you may know from the Broncos. And so he's got A-list clients that flying around the world to see him. He is at the top of his class within his industry, and very privileged to have him on board our team here. And so, and we'll introduce to you another special guest here during the presentation. But with that, Steve, if you could.
Sure. Awesome. All right. Thanks, Corey. Okay. Very quickly. By the way, for those of you in here going, okay, what they shut the door. What's going to happen here? Nobody's going to twist your arm for anything. We're gonna. I'd ask you just to really just kind of open your mind, hear out what we have to say, and we're here to answer any questions afterwards. Okay, and the door will come back open again, and you're free to go. But we feel like we got a super opportunity here that we want to share with you. So we're excited you're here. Legal stuff. Let's get this out of the way. Product disclaimer: the statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, and we are not saying we're diagnosing cure, or treating any diseases. We also have an income disclaimer. We are not guaranteeing any particular income, although we feel like this is a very powerful model to build an income, but we're not guaranteeing it. Okay, so our company is Vasayo, and Vasayo is actually it's a little more detailed, but I'll bang through it. It's an acronym that our founder came up with, and it's vision, action, steadiness assures your outcome. And I don't know why you're here tonight. I don't know if it's somebody drugged you over here, or it was simply the opportunity, or whether it was the products, right? But you're here, and so it'll give us an opportunity to get you to think about what your vision is for your life. If I could just kind of shake you right now out of life and get you to step out of yourself and to think about the trajectory of where you want your life to go. Okay? What would you want it to look like in the next 10 years? And are you on that track? Because if you're like me, my job kind of found me. My career found me. I didn't find my career. I'm not the most goal-oriented person. I kind of just drifted into what I do, and I'm very blessed to do what I do. But But when I think about it, pushing 50, and I start to look out, I go, okay, wait a minute here. I'm pushing 50. I'm in medical sales. If my company decides to downsize or I get laid off, like, okay, what's going to happen here? And those real truths start becoming real to me. And so it caused me, over this period of time that Corey was talking about, just talking about businesses, was, okay, what is my vision for my life? What do I want my life to look like? And so I'd ask you as we go through tonight to be thinking about, what do I want it to look like? And that dream that you may have had inside, that I had, that I said, oh no, life just hasn't gone that way, my life is not going to do that, or whatever the case is, you suppress it. I would ask you to think about that, and let's pull that back out again and see if that's possible, because I believe it is. So vision, it requires an action. I can have a goal out there, but if I don't take action towards it, nothing's going to happen, right? It's just an idea. Steadiness. In this business, in any business that you have, it requires steadiness. It requires discipline. You keep pushing. You keep sowing. What's awesome with this company is it is brand spanking new, right? So our trajectory is shooting way up. It is amazing, but it still requires, hey, I've got to build this business. This is network marketing. It's not sit back. It's not a pyramid where I get in early and I just sit back and everything happens. Trust me, you go to work. But it's awesome and it's rewarding. But it requires steadiness. So again, if we start with a vision, where am I going? And I apply action, right? I take step towards it and I stay on the good days and the bad days towards it. Man, this model, this company, where we're at right now, you will reap the benefits. Okay, we are in a super, super, super position and opportunity with this company. So our outcomes are assured. We have a vision statement that says, our vision is to transform lives physically, financially, spiritually, and socially through the superior delivery of products, opportunity, and community. All right? So those of you who are in corporate America, I'd ask you to think about what your company's vision statement is. Do you even know what it is? If you do, does it look anything like that to contribute to people's lives that way? Because if you're like me, in my corporate job, at the end of the day, yeah, we have a vision statement. But the reality is to bring the most revenue to the bottom line, right? That's it. It's not personal. This company and those who are in this room who've been around this is true. We are literally this model right here. If you do not have a servant's heart and want to see other people do well, you won't do well. Okay? And so I'm attracted to this. These physically, we have great products. Financially, hey, I can grow a business to sky's the limit. Spiritually and socially, we're going to get involved in people's lives. This model forces it. And it's awesome. And it's rewarding. So, there are 5 pillars. We like to say there's 5 pillars to a legacy company. We're trying to create a long-term company. Okay? This isn't a startup and fall out in 6 months. Okay? And we're going to show you some things that are going to prove that we mean business and we have the right people in place. So the five pillars are world-class leadership, right? You need good leadership. You need a disruptive product. You need something that's going to stand out. I was given some really good advice by a 7-figure earner in network marketing. He said, Steve, one thing you got to make sure you look for, you cannot have a Me Too product. You're gonna fight the noise. Hold your sign. Hey, my 30 days to this and my 25 days to that, and drink my shake and have my lipstick, whatever it might be. Nothing against those companies, right? But you have to have something that's driving in its own lane, or you're really you're not gonna be able to really blow your business up. And then of course the right timing. Timing's important. It's not everything, but it's really good to get in early. Okay? Generous rewards. Hey, how do I get paid? All right. Our model and rewards program is second to none. And then number 5 is a worthwhile cause. Okay, what's the company about? All right, we saw the mission statement, but are we actually walking out what we say? And we're going to talk about all 5 of these over the next few minutes. So, world-class leadership. Our founders are Dallin and Carrie Larson. If I were to tell you that I started a company 4 years ago, and I took it to $50 million company. Would that impress you?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't do that, but I'm not very impressed. No. Okay, so you're like, yeah, right. Of course you didn't. No, but that would impress you, right? In 4 years, you took the company to $50 million. That's impressive, right? If I were to say I took the company to $100 million, you'd be impressed. 500 million? That'd be impressive. How about $1 billion? If I told you I took a company to $1 billion, that'd be pretty cool. You'd say, all right, this guy knows what he's doing. Dallin and Kerry Larson, back in the early 80s and 90s, were instrumental in taking USANA company to $1 billion company within 4 years. Okay? So you say, yeah, that's great, that's awesome, good for them. Back in the 80s and 90s, that was a different time. Well, they didn't just do it once, they did it twice. Okay? So they jumped into a new company, found a new technology, and a company by the name of Monavie. The acai berry. Is anybody familiar with that? You find it everywhere now. There's juice places, acai bowls, and all that stuff. Guess who brought that to market? Dallin Larson. So he takes this berry out of thin air. This company, nobody knew about the acai berry. Puts it in a bottle of juice, and through the power of network marketing, no marketing campaign, no big funding, whatever the case is, takes that company to $1 billion in revenue in 4 years. Twice. So they retired and have come out of retirement with the technology that we have that we're going to talk about tonight, and that brought them out of retirement to do this one more time. So we have some very good precedents. We have leaders who know how to build a company, and they are back for their third and final company, and they want to make this a legacy company where it's not just a quick hitter, get in, get out, whatever the case is, that this can last. Dallin Larson won the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year, which is a very prestigious award for you who are into that, to entrepreneurship. He's the only network marketing CEO to ever do that. So again, he has the recognition from everybody in the business world. So we're very fortunate to have them as our leaders. And I'll let Dr. Chalmers speak about the products.
All right. So when we get into some of the more impressive technology, I've been working with supplementation personally and professionally for about 15 years now. I've never seen anything that can do what this can do because of the liposomal technology. So when we look at normal foods, we're not getting the nutrients that we need. And because we're not getting the nutrients we need, our body just don't run right. So the whole idea that if we can just get the nutrients into our bodies know how to function, they know how to work, is right. The problem is we just can't get this stuff in. So a lot of these supplements just take you, okay, here's a bunch of powder, here's a capsule. It doesn't matter. It's still not getting in. Right now, one of the biggest and best, my favorite anti-inflammatories in the world is turmeric. You're getting 3 to 10% absorption. No matter if you eat it, drink it, or put it in a pill and swallow it. That's why you have to take so much to get any results at all, even though you do get results with some of that really poor absorbed nutrient. So when we came along, and they start looking at the secondary market, the second stuff that we're looking at, the liposome is the delivery system I'm talking about. This is actually what Vasayo is. So like I said, you can get turmeric anywhere, you can get acai anywhere now, like I said. You can get all the stuff that's in these products anywhere, but you can't get this. So our cells are actually made up of what's called a phospholipid bilayer. It's just how they're designed. What Vasayo's been able to do is take a phospholipid bilayer bubble and stick all the nutrients inside it. So what happens is when it comes to the body, your body recognizes it and goes, oh, that's part of us, and sucks it through the gut. So you don't get it destroyed by all the enzymes and all the different acids and all the different stuff. Then once it's in the body, you get utilization because the cell sees it and goes, oh, I need some of that. And so it pulls it in and it sucks everything out of the bubble and puts it in the cell and cleans everything out, denatures all the acid, gets everything back where it's supposed to be. But the cool thing is that in a normal capsule, it's a vegetable cap. Okay, that's great. It's just cellulose, it's no big deal. What holds all the nutrients here is actually ends up being part of the cell. So if it's a neuron, if it's a muscle cell, if it's a heart cell, if it's a liver cell, whatever sucks it in, gets more phospholipid bilayer. So it actually gets to heal the cell. There's a lot of research now that the cytoplasm or the phospholipid bilayer is actually the brain of the cell. So we're actually healing our cells as we're giving nutrients at the same time. So this is what this entire discussion is about. So when you say, yeah, I've heard about turmeric, I've used it, and it's kind of Not like this. You're getting 60 to 90% utilization instead of 3 to 10. So our core essentials is basically just the base for everything that we need. Your body has to have chemicals to run. So I always tell people health is boiled down to good chemicals in versus bad chemicals out. If you can't get the good stuff in, or you can't get the bad stuff out, you're going to be sick flat out. There is no other way to go. So there's a bunch of different things that are in here to kind of balance everything out. A lot of people have heard about chromium. Chromium picolinate helps regulate blood sugar, helps with fat loss, helps with energy, helps with a lot of different things. So getting this in helps kind of balance everything. Selenium, vitamin K, really helps kind of build a base for how the body's going to kind of function. It helps with some of the electrolytes, helps with a bunch of different things. Selenium is actually one of the things that I give a lot for fertility because it's one of the key nutrients that almost nobody has. Vitamin D is critical for all immune function and for all function throughout the body. So most people have vitamin D that we test under 30. Now technically 30 is where the cutoff is medically, but I try to get vitamin D in on my patients to 60 to 100 because it's so critical for the body. So being able to get it into a form that's deliverable to the body is incredibly important. Next one. So the neuro is pretty impressive. The neuro is one of my favorites. I have a specialty in neurology, and so this is one of the ones I really, really like. So go through this a little bit. Acetylcholine helps to build little cities of dopamine receptors. Dopamine is that neurotransmitter that gives us that happy feeling, that reward. It ties memories of happy thoughts together. So this helps to increase the function of dopamine in the brain. Acobas and ginkgo are very good at creating the ability to store and utilize memory. The other two do some really cool stuff. So acetylcholine helps keep the brain awake. So what happens with a lot of people who have ADD, ADHD, is that their reticular formation is actually falling asleep. Part of their brain's falling asleep. And so it reaches out for any stimulus it can get. So that people will self-stim, they'll tap their hands, or they'll twirl their pen, or they'll move their leg, or they'll do whatever they can. Or they'll start focusing on everything. And they'll be like, oh, there's a clock, there's someone moved, there's a sound, is that a squirrel? So they go all over the place. And it's really, really hard for them to now focus. By increasing acetylcholine, it keeps the brain awake. And it does this by decreasing acetylcholinesterase. There's a long chain I'm not going to bore you with, but that's how it does it. The other one we have has shown the research said clinically significant advancement. So basically what happens is it worked real well at helping people who've had strokes, so literally brain damage from strokes, get better. So I'm using this for ADD, ADHD. We're also using this for all of my concussion patients. So you mix this with some of the other stuff and it decreases inflammation and allows the brain to heal. So we're getting results that are a lot faster with our patients than I've ever seen with anything else. Fixing the metabolism of concussion is the only way to heal it. So this product's been really, really good for that. So I think we have a testimonial on the neuro as well. So if you want to come up here and kind of tell them how it worked for you.
Sorry if I get nervous, but my name is Zach. I'm 17. I've been on, gosh, I don't know, 6 or 7 well-known ADHD medications prescribed by doctors, and I used to get really irritable, couldn't sleep, wouldn't eat. That's why I'm really skinny, but super angry all the time for no reason. And I started taking neuro about a month ago, and super happy. I've been really able to talk to people more without actually being irritated because they can't keep up how fast I'm going. Clear thinking, there's no fogginess, no brain fog, and it's great because I can actually interact with my parents way better now, and it's got me off of all my medications. So super.
That's how long it took to saw him in
About a day and a half.
Wow.
So you can see why this is one of my favorites. So the next one. So energy is becoming more and more awesome to me. So I used to be like, I don't need the energy, I'm just fine. I was also the guy who would get up at 5 to do my cardio, go do everything, work through the day, go to the gym at 1, come back at 2, and work till 5, 6, get home between 6 and 7. And if I was in the pool or if I was out riding bikes with my kids, wrestling around, I was great. But if it was, hey daddy, let's play with Legos, or hey daddy, let's watch TV. It was like, great. Dad would last about 5 minutes before I was asleep, face down on the floor, covered in Legos.
With the kids.
Yeah, with the kids jumping all around me. Yeah, it's real safe. So the nice thing about this is I can take this at 2 o'clock and I'm good till 8 or 9. I never feel like I'm jittery or I'm hyped up, but it actually just helps kind of get things going. Because it helps to kind of restore my adrenals and help kind of just get me through the rest of the day. So it's been really, really beneficial. There's some light stimulants in it, and there's a bunch of stuff that helps the adrenals. But there's one thing I always like to add on to, because it's not really an energy thing, but I think it's awesome. Because I deal with people who come to me for all kinds of reasons. The maca that's in this increases blood flow throughout the body. It even increases it to all of the prostate and all the organs in men that we see have horrible issues. I've talked to multiple urologists who say, it's not if a man will get prostate cancer, it's when. If they live long enough, they're going to have prostate problems. And most of the time it's because we have a massively decreased blood flow to the area. This increases blood flow. The one thing I will tell you, warning / great, this can increase fertility. So just as if you're trying to get pregnant, awesome. If not, it does. So watch it. But that's not the purpose of it. It also helps to kind of smooth everything out. When we get more blood flow, we get more oxygen. Oxygen creates energy. So that's why this is in here, and it does a great job of doing it. So sleep. The sleep has been fantastic. We have lots and lots of research about people who cannot sleep, do not get any sleep. 48% of people are on some type of medication, whether it's Ambien or it's simply sleep or it's something. They're taking something to get to sleep or to stay asleep or something to that nature. This helps us get to sleep and stay asleep. I have a quick story. One of my patients was put on some medication for a problem he was having for pain. We removed the pain. His doctor kept him on some medication a little bit long. He ended up getting addicted to it, and as he's starting to wean off, one of the side effects was he couldn't sleep. And he tried everything. He was on 2 or 3 different medications at varying times for sleep. I saw him today. He's had it for about 4 days. He said first day he took it, he said, man, I'm on real strong drugs. I got to take a lot. I said, don't take a lot. Just start off with 4, and we'll see how you do. And I talked to him. I said, how many squirts are you doing? And I'm fully expecting him to be like, well, didn't really work. I had to do like 9. It was crazy, but it did finally work. He goes, man, I took 4 the first night, and I slept like crazy. I had to kick it back down to like 2 or 3. So this is doing really, really nice things for people. So this one I really like. Now, the one thing I do want to say, people always ask me, this has B vitamins in it. Isn't this going to keep you awake? The B vitamins they're using actually help clean the liver, so the liver doesn't have to upregulate itself in the middle of the night. So if you're waking up between 2 and 4 in the morning, you've got liver issues. You've got to keep those bile salts in suspension so the liver can actually detox without raising its metabolism so much it literally wakes you up. So this is one of the big signs when people come in and they say, hey, I wake up between 2 and 4 in the morning. I'm like, great, you're on the road for a gallbladder surgery. So we got to fix this before you have more liver issues. So, yeah. So we have somebody else who's going to chat about this one real quick.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Chad. Cool. All right. So I work nights. I have worked nights for about the last going on 3 years now, and basically for people who work nights, it's hard to sleep because you have to sleep in the day when people are on their yard, when you got light coming through windows, your truck's driving down the street, and it's just the body's not used to trying to sleep during the day, and so it's very difficult. I've tried a couple of different things over the years, from blackout shades to aromatherapy to everything, and all those things help, but it got to a point where I really could not sleep. It was hard. I was going to sleep later and later and later, which is fine if you're single, but if you're a family man like myself, you got kids coming home in the evening, they need help with homework, they want to see you, want to be around you. And so I finally had to go get a prescription for Ambien. And I was taking Ambien, and Ambien was working fine. I was like, okay, this is great, but it's Ambien, so really rather not take that. So one day, I was somewhere I wouldn't normally be. I happened to run into this guy, Corey, and we started talking, and a day or 2 later, I had a bottle of sleep in my hand. I told him I'd give it a try. Somewhat skeptical, but I said, hey, if it works, it works. So I tried it. I think the bottle says about 4 sprays. I took about 3. That's all I needed. It's out in like 15 minutes. Slept great, felt great, woke up, and I was like, man, this is just as effective as the Ambien was for me. So ever since I started taking it, that was about 3.5 weeks ago, I have not taken another dose of Ambien at all. So it worked for me, and it made me want to definitely be a part of Vasayo. So.
All right. So this one's one of my favorites. So Renews are anti-inflammatory. Renew is going to bring down the inflammation all over the body. So we talk about curcumin or turmeric. It is one of the most powerful anti-inflammatories we have across the board. So there are a lot of drugs that can't even do what turmeric can do. The problem, like I said, was that the reason that your doctor didn't give it to you was because 1, you probably didn't know, and 2, it couldn't get in your body. So it wasn't going to do you any good. Now it can. We've been having people come back with ridiculous stories, getting off their RA drugs, getting off their fibromyalgia drugs, getting off all kinds of issues, feeling better all over. So I've got people with degenerative, arthritis, broken up knees from years of just football playing and damage and everything. They don't need their drugs anymore. They're not worried about injections. They're not talking about stem cell replacement anymore because they don't hurt and they can move. So this one's pretty fantastic. My personal one, this is actually what got me involved, was I couldn't do bench press for 10 years. And I've been to multiple MRIs, best orthopedic surgeons in Dallas, all sorts of things, and I've just given up. And then about 10 days on this, I can do bench press with no problem. My shoulders aren't hard at all. I feel everything right in the middle of the chest, just where it's supposed to be. Everything's fantastic. So this one has a really special place in my heart because we've been able to do so many things for so many people with it. But I do want to bring up a friend of mine to talk about this. She's been real special to me and to everybody else in the area. She's one of the top functional medicine docs definitely in Texas. She's been asked and begged, might be slightly strong word, to be on the board of and start teaching other functional medicine doctors and to help write some of this stuff for all the pediatricians in the United States about how to do functional medicine, how to blend the natural and the physiological function into other medical doctors' practices and teach them how to do it. So, Dr. Van, can you go and tell us your story about this? Absolutely.
Dr. Chalmers and I have known each other for
10 years?
No, 13. So I had 9 neck and back surgeries in my 30s. I had breast cancer at 39. I had chemotherapy, I had radiation. I was a metabolic mess, nightmare. And then I met Chalmers, and he literally walked in my office one day and he said, just to introduce himself, and he said, your pupils aren't equal. I said, great, now I have a brain tumor. And it literally that started my whole journey to get well because I was so frustrated with the medical system that I'm sure a lot of you guys are. I have pursued healthiness from the time I met Chalmers and the time I realized that there was another way to not only help me get well, but also I am a functional medicine integrative pediatrician, and I am fighting for these kids' lives. They are 25% of our current population, and they are 100% of our future, and we're screwing them up daily. It's the medicines, it's the big pharma, it's the aggressive schedules of whatever you want to say. It's not health. If you want to have that mommy radar checked and say, does this make sense to me? And if the answer is no, then say no. I have been trying to surround myself with companies that are all about health and wellness, and I feel like Vasayo is it. I have several different companies like Chalmers that we have used and then we've evolved from, and we've used and then we've evolved from, because it feels like we need to follow the technology, because we live in a society that we're fully toxic burdened. We have a very nutrient deficient diet from the soils that the crops are grown in to the standard American diet that our kids are on. My office function, first I've had just, teach healthy nutrition principles. Got that. Probiotics, got that. Fish oil, we got that. But if you're not driving the nutrient into the cell, then it's not being utilized. So my personal testimony, I started this supplements a couple weeks ago, and literally I work out with a trainer, and the funny story is, dang, my trainer tricked me one day, and I did 110 push-ups, alternating with 110 squats, and it was like pulse. I'm like, okay, because I counted, I did the math afterward, and I looked at my trainer later, and I would have been dead. I would have been on the floor. I would have been in this office, but I honestly was feeling really quite powerful after accomplishing that. And the other thing is, when I have a severe arthritis in my toes after my chemotherapy. Awful stuff. You had to ice bath your hands and feet when you're doing this particular chemotherapy. And anyway, I ended up with arthritis in my toes. Literally about 10 days after taking the Renew, I realized I could wiggle my toe, and I'm like, I have no pain in my toe. That was a nagging kind of thing, daily. So, and then I ran out of product for a week. And I realized my toe pain was back, and so I started it back, and 2 days later I have no pain in my toe. So, but I love what I do. I love that I see all of these peeps that I know here, and I feel like just networking amongst a community of people that really are focusing on being well and and doing and action and all this, I think is great. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Just to tag on, I mean, it is so awesome, both Dr. Bain and Dr. Chalmers, and there are many more doctors practicing. I mean, their heart is to really make a difference, to get people healthy, to keep them healthy, to do it the right way. They're fighting against a big monster, if you will, but they're doing the right thing. And you can't just roll in with a 30-day shake and get them and their reputations to stand behind something, to get up and speak about this. And so I just want to make sure that you understand what we have here. As Dr. Chalmers said, there's science behind every one of these ingredients. And it's easy sometimes to just miss it and go, oh yeah, I know those things. And Dr. Chalmers may have alluded to it, but Vasayo is the liposome technology. It is all about delivering the nutrients to the cell. It is the next generation of supplementation. Okay, and if you say, well, you guys are just saying that. The National Institute of Health, a subsidiary, published an article in 2016, and liposomes have been around for 30 years in the chemotherapy modality. Certain drugs, smart drugs, they're delivered via liposomes. This article, the government said that liposomes for nutraceuticals will be the standard in the next 5 to 10 years. Science knows this. The great news is we're bringing it to market, and we get to tell the world about it. We get to bring this to the market, and that's an outstanding opportunity. So thank you very much for both of your input. Okay, so the third pillar of this legacy company is timing. Okay, so I don't know what you know about companies or network marketing, but timing is really important, right? If you could have invested in Walmart back when Walmart was a small fledgling little company, or Apple, or whatever the company is, you'd be a millionaire, right? We all say that. If we could have invested way back then, if we could see. Certain people, and I'm not saying this is the only opportunity, but certain people see things that other people don't, right? And I would suggest to you that you're sitting here and you're looking at something that's going to go to $1 billion, okay? And so the timing of this is huge. To use an analogy, all of our horses just left the gate, right? So we've just left the gate right now. This company is about 30 weeks old. It's a baby, okay? I will talk about even in network marketing. If you get to the 3 to 5 year period, you're really going to start fighting everybody else. There's going to be, oh yeah, I've heard about that. Oh, this person, my sister does it. we're literally introducing the world to liposome tech that the doctors talked about are multi-billion-dollar industries, and they're multi-billion-dollar problems. Okay? So I just want to make sure that I'm reminding you of the opportunity, what we have here, okay, between timing and products and leadership, okay? So this is one of those times that if you have the eyes to see it, see it. The fourth pillar of a legacy company obviously is rewards, how to get paid, okay? So in our model, there's a whole bunch of different ways to get paid. I won't detail them all, but you get paid 8 different ways, and we do promotions, right? So who gets paid one way at their current job? That's me, all right? I get paid one way. Who gets paid 2 ways? Okay, so now we got down to 2. Who gets paid 3 ways? All right, so most people get paid at the most 2 ways. It's either you're exchanging time for money, right? I get paid an hourly rate, whatever it is you do, or you get a commission of some sort or a bonus at the end of the year. Our commission program, that's the beauty of this, is to drive income, is using the power of networks, right? So it's not, everything doesn't have to happen on my back. Or you look at Dr. Chalmers or Dr. Bain and say, well, that's easy for you guys because you're doctors, and so you're going to build this big old business because of your influence. Now, certainly it helps, right? But the reality is they can only talk to so many people themselves. What the model does is, say, Dr. Chalmers talks to Dr. Bain. Dr. Bain talks to another one of her colleagues, and her colleague's sister has a problem with sleep. And she gets the product, and then her sister who's in Arkansas gets it. And so it's literally using networks to pierce through the economies of your city, your state, your country, and to go have a global business. Literally, you can have a global business, right? How many people would I have to go away from you to get to Asia? How many people? Who do you know? If you don't know somebody yourself, do you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody in Asia? It's as simple as that. And you think, well, that's a lot of people. It's not. So this model will literally, rather than it happening on my back and all my efforts and making it happen, right? And that's what small business owners, any small business owners here, if you're not at work, does the business do well? No. If you left for a month, would it be the same business when you came back? Nobody cares about it like you do. Okay? In this model, it's a team effort, and it's a small, everybody doing a little bit. And as the team grows and everybody does a little bit, everybody wins, right? And so and the model is set up to where we're helping everybody. You're not successful unless you're helping others become successful. It's awesome. This is, I'll just utilize this to kind of show how it would work. Okay, so this would be you right here. Okay, so you say, hey, yeah, I want to get in this business. I love it. You basically, you have 2 teams. This is how our model is, right? So it's almost like an org chart, if you will. I could draw you an org chart in a lot of companies, okay? But the way we're designed is we have 2 teams, a right team and a left team. And literally all you're doing to get out of the chute is you introduce somebody into your business. And you say, well, how do I do that? I can't detail it like the doctors can. No, you don't have to do that. It's as simple, it's talking to somebody like, hey, I ate at this great restaurant, or hey, I had, saw this movie, whatever it is. It's just doing life. There's no crazy method to it. It's actually very simple. It's not easy, but it's a very simple process. So you roll somebody on your left, and you roll somebody on your right. And then you help them to do the same. And roll a couple people and roll a couple people. And if you notice here, there's a triangle, right leg and left leg, right here, and then there's another one here. And all that's happening as you continue, your business continues to build, is you're just helping these people create new triangles. All right? Now, I don't expect you to all completely understand that, but it's very simple. It's just one person enrolling 2 people. Now, this person can enroll 50 people. That's great. Okay, it depends. It's whatever you want it to be. Do you want to make $500 a week, or do you want to make $50,000 a week? And I don't say that number as pie in the sky. I mean, we personally know people who are doing that now, right? Our leaders, we have leaders in this company who are currently doing that now, and the company is 30 weeks old. And they would tell you, if they were standing up here, that they're not rocket scientists, right? They just went to work.
One is coming next week.
And one is coming next week, yes. So absolutely, so be here. So our rank, like every organization has ranks, this would be the start. Obviously that Triple Crown Blue Diamond is on the other side. Okay, you say, oh, yeah, Triple Crown Blue Diamond. We have a Black Diamond right now. The company's brand new, right? So who is going to be a Triple Crown Blue Diamond? Me. That's right. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, right? You say, oh, that's funny, Damon. Why is that funny? There is no Triple Crown Blue Diamond right now. The company has just started. Damon and Angel, they made a commitment. They made a decision that they're going to drive their business and blow it up and share this with everybody, right? We just had the doctors just tell us how great this stuff is. There's a myriad of testimonies. It's not hard, but you have to make a decision to do it, and they've made the decision to do it. So it would not surprise me in the slightest that they get to that level, right? This is not a 10-year, 20-year-old company where everybody's already done their thing and there's no way you're going to get there. We're all coming out of the gate at the same time, roughly. So who's it going to be? Is it somebody in this room? Right? Could be you. It's just, can you do it? And I believe you can. It's out there for us. This gold rank right here, there's always kind of a key rank within a company that your income takes a jump. And for us, it's gold. If you notice, it's fairly early in the process. We have a 90-day to gold program, which if you go to work and you do, we have a system which will help you out. It's very simple. It'll take you to gold, and you'll be a believer. Let me tell you, at gold, and we can get you there. Okay, and some have even gotten there in a shorter period of time. Okay, some in this room have gotten there in a matter of a few weeks. Okay, so and it will. Your income will totally change at this gold level, and we'll actually allow you to participate at gold. We set aside 3% of the company's global commissions, right? The total commissions that the company pays out globally is set outside in a pot, and at gold you begin to get paid another way, a portion of those global sales. So that's just another way that you get paid. All right. And then fifth is a worthwhile cause. We have partnered with a nonprofit by the name of Hearts and Hands for Humanity, and it was nothing that we rushed into. I'm aware of other companies not saying anything, but they'll just partner just because it's the right thing to do socially, and they just check that box. It is very important to us as a company to partner and to be of help to humanity. And after a lot of prayer and consideration, we partnered with this nonprofit who, in a short, in 30 seconds, is making wells, handmade wells, for areas in Africa that do not have access to electricity to have electric wells. Okay, so these wells cost, I think they're $25,000 a piece. We just put our first one, is it Tanzania?
Yep, Tanzania.
Tanzania, we just put our first one in there. And our company is committed. We're going to do trips out there and go see them and see some of the fruits of what our company is doing. And I don't know if that resonates with you, but the community here at Vasayo that's very important, is giving back. So whether it's your own business, helping others, or whether it's going outside of ourselves, for a greater cause that's bigger than us. And that's something that's very real with this company. And you can ask some of the folks that have been around a little bit, and they'll tell you. So at this point, I will walk you through what it would look like to get started, right? So what you would do is you would enroll as a brand partner, and that would give you access to, enroll as a brand partner and then sign up for an LCP, and that's just a reorder. We're basically, we're saying, hey, come on in as a brand partner, join us. Say, I like what you guys are doing. I want to join with you and participate, and I want to drive my business however high I want to drive it. I'm going to sign up for an optional LCP. That's a choice, but it's a reoccurring order of products, right? You want to be a product of the product, so you want to be taking them. Experience the products for yourself, introduce customers to products, and we have a very simple system to make that happen. And then leverage this foundation bonus, which is just a way that folks can earn income right out of the chute by enrolling a few people. Okay. And by the way, I should point out on that rank advancement chart, going back very quickly, it's not as though you just start to earn income here. You earn income prior, right? I don't want to give the impression that you don't make any money until you hit gold. It's just where your income takes a significant jump, all right? And then you're like, okay, boom, all right, now we're making some good cake. All right, so product packs. So these are packs that give just give you a cross section of all of our products. The ambassador, these are intro packs that you come in with. The ambassador pack is at $13.99. Gives you a cross section of products. The company is putting in an extra $500 in product for your investment. Okay. Executive pack at $9.49. You get $200 in free product. Premium pack at $6.99 and a foundation pack at $3.29. You say, okay, well, why do you have all these different packs? You're not carrying these in the back of your car and selling them out of your car. We're an online company, right? This is, it's people place orders from your replicated website, so you have all the support. But if you're if you're able to do it and you're thinking about this, like, hey, I want to drive a business here. I really see the value here. You're going to want to have product. I brought people into my organization who said, oh, I want to come in, I want to dip my foot in, which is great. Financially, whatever your finances dictate, that's fine. But if your commitment level is dipping your foot in, I promise you what's going to happen is you're going to call me back in a week and you're going to go, hey, do you have any product I can borrow? This is going on, I'm surprised. I didn't get Facebook posts, and now everybody wants samples, right? Trust me, people will tell you who are in this room who've done this, right? So if you think about it, if you've ever considered owning a business, it's $100,000 bottom line for anything that's worth anything. I mean, I get little texts every day with business opportunities, and it's like a landscaping route. A pool route is $95,000 for a pool route, and there's no guarantee. I've got all this competition. So again, this is not about dollar signs on your chest. I'm just shooting you straight. $1,300 to have product available to drive a business is a great opportunity, especially these products here. So again, these are the product packs, different sizes. You can get with the person who brought you here. They'll explain it in a little more detail, or if you have questions, let us know. Now, the enrollment is $49.95. What that does, it's an annual fee, and what that does is give you access to all of the support. Okay? What do you mean by support? That gives you a back office system. That gives you IT security. That gives you distribution. That gives you everything you need. You can literally, and it gives you an app, right? We've got an awesome app that'll allow you really from your cell phone. You can just, you talk to somebody, wherever the case is, oh, let me shoot you, boom, shoot it right over to them. Okay, right from that app. It's awesome. And $49.95 annually is all it costs. So again, those of you who've owned businesses or own businesses, compare that against what it would cost to do to own a business, right? It's a great thing. So, statement: your future is created by what you do today. I cannot stress to you enough how important this opportunity is. I just cannot. And this is not a sales deal. Okay, I was a skeptic. It took me a while to grow in my belief. Corey, my brother, he approached me in December before the company even had any product. He said, come look at it. I said, I was like, nah. And my skepticism, because really, for me, I was afraid to make a decision. I just was like, and I just blew him off. Not blew him off, but I just blew off the opportunity. And I could kick myself right now. I came back in March, and so fortunately he was kind enough to continue to talk to me. But man, I missed it because I didn't see it at the time. And that's okay, right? Everybody has their time. So I stress to you between the products are driving in their own lane. They just are. Okay, there is nothing that anybody can tell me that these products are not right. There's too many physicians on our team. There's too many testimonies. We are driving in our own lane, and we get to bring this to the world. We have a company that just launched 30 weeks ago. We just started. I mean, this is like, man, I pray for an opportunity like this to come. And it's sitting right now. This vehicle that can, whatever it is that you had in your mind, like this is where I want my life to go, this time freedom, financial freedom, this for my kids, whatever it is that you want to do in life, the vehicle has driven up right here, and we're in it. Hey, right? We'd like to have you. Okay, we're not gonna twist his arm, but literally it's here, and it's like we're going. And I tell you, 4 months ago, 3 months ago, I tell a story all the time. We were sitting in a room staring at each other, a little table, first meeting. We're all looking at each other. Oh, guess no one's coming. All right, okay, let's do it again. And thank you to Corey, because he had the vision to see, bro, we're gonna fill this room. Bro, this room's gonna be standing room only, and then we're gonna leave this room and we're gonna go to bigger things. And I was like, okay, Corey, okay. And he was right, man. So, brother, I thank you for bothering me a second time. and so, did you want to close with anything?
I will, but Dr. Chalmers, yes.
So I did want to, somebody asked me why I got involved earlier, and I think that this really sums up my reason for getting involved. So we were at a conference on Saturday, and I don't want to call her out or anything, but one of the ladies that was there was in a bad car wreck and ended up with fibromyalgia and ended up walking with a cane. Took a whole bunch of drugs, lots and lots of narcotics. Nothing was making her better. And then Corey met her and gave her the Renew. And she got better. And so Dallin stands up and said, that's a great story. He said, who's your upline? And she said, Corey. He said, all right, Corey, who's your upline? I said, Jennifer. All right, Jennifer, who's your upline? He says, Holly. Walks over to Holly and goes, Holly, she's better because of what you did. And that was kind of my why. So using the network to help people.
Yeah, that's good.
Powerful. If that doesn't excite you, then I don't know what will.
The incentive, we're going to share that.
I will tomorrow. I'll announce that. I do want to give a special thanks to Dr. Chalmers, Steve, and Dr. Bain again. I want to put in a quick plug for Dr. Bain. She did not know I was going to do this. She texted me last night and let me know she was planning to be here tonight, and I was like, yes. Love her. She is our kids' pediatrician. She, like Dr. Chalmers, is in a class of her own with what she does. Okay, and we respect her highly. And so if you've been looking for a pediatrician that you can trust, that truly has your kid's best interests at stake, I cannot recommend her enough. She's located in Frisco off Lebanon and Legacy, right down the street from Dr. Chalmers' office if you're looking for a good chiropractor that knows what he's doing. Okay, plenty of doctors out there, doesn't mean they all know what they're doing, okay, just like in any other profession. Okay, I cannot recommend these two enough, so I wanted to make sure I threw that out there. Steve started out by asking, he looked at his own life, looked at the trajectory he was headed on, and recognized if I don't do something different, I'm not going to get where I really want to go. I want to finish off tonight with a question to you. Okay, are you on track? If you keep doing what you're doing right now, are you going to get where you want to go in life? And if the answer to that, right, just be real with yourself. If the answer to that is no, what are you going to do about it? That's why I like ending with this, right? Your future is created by what you do today. I was sitting with the CEO of this company for dinner Saturday, Daniel Piku, very sharp guy, took his first company to multi-millions when he was 28 years of age, sold that, moved to Silicon Valley, and has done incredible things. Super excited about what we have here. He's never been a part of anything so great. And he said, Corey made a comment about how you have to get out of your comfort zone to be successful in life. And I immediately was like, oh, Daniel, you got to see my vision board I just created that's in my office on my wall. And I have this big statement, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Right? Success doesn't happen by accident. You don't get in good shape by accident. There's a lot of hard work. Okay? And so, but here's my thought process, right? Life is going to kick us out of our comfort zone whether we like it or not, right? We have plenty of people in here who've been laid off in their lifetime. You know someone who's currently laid off. I would say that's getting kicked out of your comfort zone, no? Especially when it's unexpected. Why not kick ourselves in the rear, volunteer to get ourselves out of the comfort zone, to set ourselves up for success later so we don't have to worry about those things? I don't know anything out there. I've seen a lot of business models, a lot of opportunities. We almost came in as investors in a big opportunity. Glad we didn't, okay? There is nothing out there like this. Those who are watching this around the country through Facebook Live, there is nothing out there I've seen like this. We are in a class of our own. We're already tracking to be $1 billion company within 3 years. So for all of you like me, I'm 34, kind of missed the Microsoft opportunity, the Apple opportunity, the Facebook, Google, all that stuff. Don't miss this. Get with the person that invited you here tonight, okay, or invited you on this Facebook Live, okay, and ask them, what do I need to do to get started? Lock your place, your spot in that person's organization, because here's the thing. They're not dependent on you or any one person. They're going to have a big organization one day. And if I were you, I'd rather be at the top of that organization than 3 years from now kicking myself saying I should have, could have, would have, but I didn't. So I just wanted to leave you with that. We want to thank you. And that will conclude our meeting.